I liked it. I was good at it. And I was really alive.
All right. It is 11/13, June 22nd, 11/13. Yeah, June 22nd, 11/13. I just trained legs here at Absolute Recomp. I haven't been filming anything on my camera, if I'm honest, because I'm tired and really, I don't want to say upset and disappointed with my physique and where it is, but I'd be lying if I said mentally I was in like the best spot ever. I haven't made a YouTube video in probably since we got our pro card at Nationals. I've lived a lot of life since then. A whole semester has gone by. I've kind of just been really busting ass at school and work and had my plate full with all of that. And still training on the side. I still post on Instagram here and there and TikTok, but I haven't had it in me to like sit down and talk at a camera and make something in quite some time. If I'm honest, I've just been really overwhelmed and kind of upset with myself. And I don't want to say that I didn't earn the title that's been given to me as a IFBB Pro. I stepped on that stage just the same as everybody else in that class, and by some miracle, we took second. And I think me calling it a miracle is kind of it's a part of the problem. I've been really mean to myself and haven't really been giving myself credit where I think it's due. I've been downplaying myself and I guess a lot of what I've done, and in part it's because I feel like I'm not this would be a lot easier if I had some food in me. Probably be easier to start at the beginning. So last thing that happened when I made a YouTube video is we won our pro card at Nationals, Irving Nationals, December 13th on my dad's birthday. Happy belated, very belated, but also happy Father's Day, which was yesterday. You might see this, maybe not. I love you, Dad. But last time I made a YouTube video was around when we won our pro card, and the plan from there was kind of up in the air. I hadn't really decided until a few months ago. I was training at my coach's gym, and I found out that the Texas Pro, which will be at the same venue that I won Nationals at, or got second at Nationals at, the Irving Convention Center, which is right in my backyard near where I grew up. We found out that would be where the Texas Pro is being hosted, and I wouldn't have to travel, so I could do this show on my budget, being that I am in fact a college student and working so I can pursue this. Additionally, we found out that Classic was going to be sponsored and they would actually have my division at this show, when initially we thought it was just going to be like an open show and maybe physique. So initially I was looking at San Antonio or maybe Houston if I was going to compete within the year. And if I'm honest, I saw just how undersized I was at nationals, and the only thing that really kept everything... I'm downplaying myself again. I'm really fucking mean to myself. I'm my own biggest critic, but I could see it backstage and in pictures. I was very outsized by some bigger, more experienced competitors. I was 21 at the time, you know? And now that we're pro and thinking about pro shows, we, like, without exaggeration, I'm at the bottom of the mountain. I can look at that, and I have the humility to understand that there are levels to this. And I am at a level, not at the top of the level, nor at a level where I feel I can be competitive. So I feel really, on one hand, overwhelmed, but on the other, there's no pressure because there's nothing to prove. I'm just some kid that's, if he shows up and does a prep for this show, he's not expected to place, he's not expected to perform, not expected to do anything particularly remarkable. And I think there's a level of comfort in feeling like you're not, there's no expectation on your shoulder. And there's no one to prove right or wrong or anything to fight for. And I think that, in a way, has been kind of subtly eating at me and gnawing at me and depressing me a little bit. I had a level of something going into the nationals prep. It's not that I don't have it for Texas, but I have more of a realistic understanding going into the Texas Pro than I did for nationals. For nationals, it was the same thing, where it was nobody knew who the fuck I was. I got second. I won class at the Ronnie last year in Class A Classic, and I qualified, and I fully expected to just take a long off season and not even attempt this national show until Ben talked me into it. And now, I don't know, we pulled some fucking magic out of nowhere, and I don't know, going into nationals, I had a different mentality, and it was because I had no expectations, and because there was no one expecting anything of me, I had the biggest chip on my shoulder and the biggest fuck you imaginable to hand out to everybody. Like, I wanted to just run shit and show up and pull a pro card out of my ass at 21 years old. I fucking did that shit, and it doesn't feel real, and I downplay it to myself, and I feel like it's just something that was supposed to happen. Not supposed to happen, but it doesn't have, I don't know. It's something remarkable, but I downplay it in my own head for no reason other than to be mean to myself. And maybe it's because I read a lot of negative comments or messages on Instagram and TikTok or whatever, and maybe I let it get to me. I don't fucking know. But at the same time, like, I have a really, really expensive 11 by 7, I forget the dimensions, but I have a expensive ass piece of cardboard hanging on my wall and a medal in my closet. So fuck you. I don't know what I'm talking about. As far as the pro debut goes, I've centered my head a little bit more, and I've focused up, and the plan is, because the Texas Pro got sponsored and I don't have to travel, I'm looking at doing that show. It's about 8 weeks from now, and the same mentality is there. I don't have anything to prove because there's bigger, badder, world-class names. This is a fucking Olympia qualifier show, you know? And I am 20 pounds under my weight cap, showing up at 22 years old at the Texas fucking Pro. Are you serious? Are you fucking kidding me? 4 years ago, I was taking remedial math in high school because I was a fucking dummy. You know what I mean? 4 years ago, I was damn near barely graduating high school because I'm a fucking truant. And I downplay something so that people dream about. I did that shit at 21, and I'm still so fucking mean to myself and downplay it and pretend like it's not remarkable, and I use it as a reason to put myself down for no fucking reason. And I allow myself to take such bullshit from strangers that have never had a dream remotely as large as the ones I have. And not even that they don't have dreams that compare to what the ones that I have, but they don't have the grit or the work ethic to do half the bullshit I do. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I am 22 years old. I graduate in a year. I have fucking striations in my chest after leg day. It's 11 p.m. I worked a fucking shift before this. I had class. Fuck you. Ugh. I'm yelling at nothing and no one, but yeah, I've been really mean to myself. I think subconsciously and in my brain, I thought I didn't deserve my win or my pro card or anything. I would get a lot of backlash and people would just be fucking rude to me, either on the internet or just speak to me in such a condescending way in person. And granted, sometimes I really appreciate the kind words I do receive from people and strangers and the people that have nice things to say, and that does a lot for me. That means a lot to me. But I think it's my own fault for allowing negativity to stand out as much as it does to me. And all I've wanted to do with my content and platform is, in a sense, be a big brother, you know? Like, that was my first responsibility in life, was that of a big brother, and it's my job to show you what you could do, what you are meant to be, to lead, to encourage, and to push you in the right direction, whether it's through whether it's in a good way, positive influence or not. Like, I will take the fall and fuck up so you don't have to. Learn from my mistakes, you know? I've made a plan, and I've been on this prep for a little bit. It's going pretty well. Granted, I'm still mean to myself quite often, and I still downplay my achievements and where I'm at, and I allow negativity to kind of get to me, especially when I'm hungry and tired and all you can think about is how you're fucking up and not doing everything in your power to be the best you can be. But that's where it gets you. You start to fall behind when you start allowing yourself to be mean to yourself, and you start opening that door for negativity, whether from strangers or your own mind. All of this is avoidable. You can be so mean to yourself if you fall off plan and eat something you're not supposed to, or miss a session, or I don't know. It's not all fitness and gym related. It goes for everything in life. You know, you fail a test, you have a shitty day at work. It's really easy to be mean to yourself and blame yourself for those things. And when you're mean to yourself, it's really easy to discredit the good you have done. Not just for yourself, but for others and for people around you that look up to you, and for the people in your life that you need to be strong for. I'm lately a little overwhelmed and tired and hungry, and I get spacey on prep, very spacey. If I haven't eaten in a little bit, a lot of it, I lose track of my train of thought, and I will be mid-conversation with people, strangers, my girlfriend, my parents, and I will just run out of words, and it can be really isolating when the only thing you're talking and thinking to yourself is how you're fucking up on X, Y, and Z. And it can be even more isolating when you don't have the brain power or the words to talk about what's going on. And on top of that, you still have your own responsibilities, whether work, school, family, friends, relationships. You still have all these other things to juggle, and that can be really, really difficult when you don't even have the brain power or the go to keep your own ducks in a row. It's a lot, and it's really easy for me to be mean to myself when I have a shit day at work or something, because I'm tired and hungry and overwhelmed and beating myself up about prep or a shitty gym session or whatever. And allowing yourself to take bullshit from people that have never dreamed half the dreams that you have, nor put in a tenth of the effort that you have into something. Like, I work a customer service job, and I got berated and just fucking a brand new asshole fucking ripped open for me by this stupid bitch the other day that was just infuriated that her food was taking so long, because apparently I'm the one back there chefing it up. And I don't know. I could never be that mean to someone or that demeaning, especially to a stranger, somebody trying to help me, you know? And I don't know if it was just because I was tired or hungry or volatile from extracurriculars, but it really fucked with me. And I've never been someone that's easily offended or that you can get to like that. I've always got 10 foot high walls everywhere, but I don't know. I think when you're mean to yourself and you let yourself whittle down those walls, you become really susceptible to all the bullshit people can throw at you and say to you, and it's really easy to get overwhelmed in those moments. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to swallow your pride, walk away, chin up, recoup in silence, and just focus on what you've got and take pride in the accomplishments that you do have, you know? You never know what's going on with these other people or what they might be going through, you know? All you really have in some of these instances is an understanding of where you're at, what you're going through, and all you can do is try to brave it and be better for yourself and those around you. And I'm not always the best at that, especially when I can't think straight. But I've kind of been talking in circles. The main consensus is we're doing the Texas Pro mid-August. Feeling pretty good. I, on one hand, don't expect much, but on the other, it'd be really cool to do something stand out and to be seen as an athlete and a pro. Being seen as a professional athlete doesn't feel real to me because I'm someone that has always looked down on himself, and to be so harsh and overlook your accomplishments does substantially more harm than good. And I have a very toxic mindset when it comes to being mean to yourself. I would always believe that you can put more and more pressure on yourself because pressure makes diamonds, and if you can tackle enough and get through it, you'll be stronger for the next go around. And in a sense, I think it's true, you know? I did that 2 semesters ago with the pro card, and you know, I juggled work and school and prep, and I pulled that shit out of my ass somehow. No, fuck somehow. I did that. I had help from coaches and my friends and my family and support systems, and I'm more than thankful for that. But you can't buy those early mornings and late nights, you know? I'm eternally thankful for the people in my life that helped me with those things. But speaking of which, I'm getting a phone call. You can't buy those things. And it's important you take pride in yourself and your accomplishments. Take care, guys.